that is what I
Thank
love
you
about
so much,
Vijal. That
Dhwani.
though
Arre? I
very,
said thank you. She'll be like sending me rishtas also from Ghatkopar. Like, settle here only, no. Why do you want to go anywhere else? And we ran and we jumped. And I remember vividly
the
clients
client is like this.
what
This
is
leg like
happening?
this. What is happening?
And Dhwani is like, आप क्या कर रहे हो?
Max Services presents KYAD, Know Your Architect/Designer.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of KYAD, Know Your Architect/Designer. This is the 6th episode that we're shooting. I think we have today on our couch House of Hues, two beautiful ladies in the house. I think you already know me. My name is Zaid Khan. I'm sales head with Luxe Faces. I've been in the industry for almost 10 years. And if you don't know me yet, you'll have to go and watch the 5 previous episodes because that's a brief introduction that I've done in each broadcast. I'll give the mic to Varun sir now to introduce himself. I think this is his third or fourth podcast now.
This is my
Third podcast now. So I think he's also been there on the show for 3 times. So you need to check him out also in the previous episodes. Over to you, Varun sir.
Hi, I'm Varun Marlecha. I'm director at Luxe Offices. It's been a brainchild since 2018, and finally we've been into a full-time store in 2023.
Yeah.
So it's been 4 years in manifestation and 3 months in working. So now it's just a brief introduction. The rest of the introduction has already been done on my previous podcast. I'll request the two beautiful girls to make their introduction.
Hi, my name is Dhwani Kanani. I am the co-founder and director of House of Hues. I'm here with my partner, Ms. Vijal Parmani. We started this firm in 2021 as partners. And being one of the co-founders, I'd like to introduce myself and tell you a few things about me. Being from a well-brought-up Gujju household, I always had the advantage of doing of whatever I could. I was always given an option that either you could do architecture, you could do this, you could do that. But being a very adamant child, and always I had this ability that I talk very nicely, I can fight to people very nicely. I always thought that, I'll take up law. So in initial days of my studies, I took up law and CS as my career focus. But then gradually when you go to college and when you study a lot, I got to know that, law is not what it shows in the movies. My lord, nahi bolna hota hai. And that is when I got a kick. And I was also the cultural head and the interior, the design head for my college, R.A. Poda College of Commerce and Economics. So 2 years of those creative field, doing the entire stage and the setup for my college made me realize that how much I love designing, how much I love, decorating spaces and, doing the lights, thinking what will look nice, what will look, good where. So that is when I thought that, design is my forte. After completing 5 years of commerce, I took up designing. So I was, pressured by my family that no, don't do designing, do architecture, because my family is into redevelopment and construction business. So I always had that, कि कुछ नहीं होगा तो वहाँ पे तो जा ही सकते हैं. But then that was also a big no-no. I decided not to work with my family, not to work with my father as well, because he's also one hell of a person. So you can't work with your fathers. That is when I decided that, let's take this thing to another level. I took up interior designing as my career focus. I did my interiors from L.S. Raheja School of Architecture. We did a government full-time diploma course. That was 2 years, hell hectic. It was crazy as hell.
Really?
It was really hell. And after that, I worked with Reza Kabul Architects for 2 years. And another startup that I also worked with, Roche Bobo Furniture, as a salesperson for 3 months. I was working there. I actually met Karan Johar, I met Arpita Khan there. But that is when I realized that selling furniture was not what I wanted to do. I also had the opportunity to go to Paris to learn their furniture designing and stuff. But I always knew that I wanted to open my company. So this is my background, which took me to Vijal and start House of Hues.
Okay, so to addition to this, firstly, hi, I'm Vijal Parmani, one of the co-founders of House of Hues. So to addition to what Dhwani said, okay, so there's one thing in common between us. She's from a law background. She was studying CS and I was pursuing CA. Not many know this. Okay, so that way, yeah, that is something we have in common. And So
Basically,
yeah.
we both are dropouts.
So basically, I'll go back to the time. Firstly, when I got introduced to interior designing. So basically, I'm from Bhiwandi. Okay, so I had not much knowledge about what to pursue, what career can I opt for, and I used to love drawing. Okay, so I used to go to this drawing classes where there was one girl. She was preparing for her entrance exam, interiors entrance exam. That's when I got introduced to interior designing, and I was like, okay, there is something called as interior designing, and people are opting something like this as a profession, as their career. Okay, so then I went back home and I was like, Mom, Dad, I think I want to become an interior designer. And truth be told, they were also not that knowledgeable because Bhiwandi mein itna nahi tha scope. This was back in 2010. So they were like, no, this is not something you can take up as a profession. Keep it as a hobby. I was like, what will I do, with a hobby like this? So I was like, okay. Then I completed my 12th, and then regularly again we had that same discussion, interiors or what. So then they were like, I think we think that you should go for something which is very stable. So udhar CA, CS, law, yahi sab tha, normal, which we were aware of. On the other hand, few of my friends were very much I want to go to HR college, I want to go to Podar, and I was like, I had zero knowledge, where am I gonna go? So then later on, I was like, I was frustrated, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll opt for CA, I'll study and I'll do commerce, basic, BCom, and then I'll see how things goes. Okay, so yeah, CPT first level was cleared. Second level, I did the entire IPCC thing. Okay, literally there were classes going on for 9 hours. I did everything. I studied, and one of my professor also said, "Why are you here? You don't even seem interested." So that's when I realized, okay, this is not something I want to do. After that, after my exams, so I remember very vividly my last exam. I came back home and I started crying. I was like, this is not what I want to do. Okay. So my parents were like, okay, take your time, then decide whatever you want to do. Truth being told, till date, I have not opened that envelope. Like, my result had come, IPCC, till date I have not opened it. No. अगर मैं पास हो जाती तो what, वो लोग वही बोलते कि कर लो, you're good at it. So yeah, after my exams and everything, so we took, all of our cousins took this trip to Goa. It was for a week, and that's where my uncle, he's a contractor at a bigger level. So he was working for Hayat, that was being made there. So he invited all of us one day, come to my site. And so we all were like, okay. None of my cousins were interested, but I was like, okay, chalo, dekhte hai types. Okay, so when we got there, he literally introduced us from site supervisor se lekar, project engineer se lekar, chai wala tak. He was like, and while introducing us to the chai wala also, he was being so nice and polite and humble. He was like, this is the most important person here. Like, this guy is the most important person. He's like, whenever we are stressed, our brain stops working, there's a blockage, we go to him. We'll sip a chai and we'll take a walk and we are good to go. So that was one quality that was, I was like, I need this in me, and entrepreneurship, I learned from there. Like, this is something I want to do. When such project has been done, so there's a mock-up room that has been created. So he took us there. Like, one mock-up room, I saw that and I was like, okay, this is something that I want to do. Interiors or something. That was like my starting point. And then when I went back home, I was like, interiors is something that I really want to do. And gradually, my cupboard has all these thick books and it changed with colors and sheets and everything. So that was a very happy feeling, to be very honest. So yeah, that's my introduction. Yeah. And always I knew that I want to do something. All the interviews that I gave till now. So earlier I was working with Ahmed and Associates. They were into hospitality, so I got a good exposure there. But I did not got the site. I did not get the site experience there. So we used to sit at office. I met Zaid there, to be honest, and that's from that day we became friends, I guess. So yeah, so he used to come to that office and we used to have a good conversation. He used to motivate me so much. She has always been that friend, you know. So yeah, after that I decided I want to join a small startup company because I wanted to learn everything from accounting से लेकर designing से लेकर how to deal with clients because I was very sure I want to start up my thing and वो कोई बड़े कंपनी में जाके मुझे नहीं सीखने मिलने वाला था. I think 3 to 4 years nobody was gonna send me on sites. So then I joined a startup company called as Creative Interiors, and they were two female bosses like me and Dhwani. And I literally tell her we resemble a lot. Like I literally could connect a lot to them. After that, yeah, so there I learned a lot, and then that's the journey. And even interview, while the interview I gave there, she asked me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I was like, probably my own company. So she's like, okay, yeah, I get it. She must be thinking, kya hi karegi? Yeah, so that's about me.
I think a lot of thoughts in my head because I feel that that inspiration is something which is very important when you want to, start something of our own. I remember the calls that we had and lengthy calls that we had. I think I know Vijal for last almost 7-8 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Dhwani for last 30-35 minutes now.
Yeah. I'm serious.
Cool. So just thinking about the whole. Let's start from your college. I think that's one thing that we've spoken a lot about. I think on the podcast, which is your so JJ College of Arts or Raheja. I think it's either of one.
Yeah.
No, it's either of one that we discuss about.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because Rachna College is also one of them that we discuss over this. We've have SEPT discussion also over this podcast. So I think colleges play a major role when it comes to framing.
100%.
Yeah. So you want to shed some light. I think recently Vijal told me that you guys were invited in your college as well.
Yeah.
So we want to understand from you guys what happens in your college. How were you in college?
College was a very nice experience and a very bad one also. Okay, because we chose up the 2-year course because obviously when we joined college we were already 21. So we did not have the time and liberty के अभी सोचे कि क्या time कितना invest करना है.
Both of us, to
Yeah,
be precise.
because we completed our graduation, like we both completed our commerce graduation and then we took up interior designing.
It was like last chance for us, honestly. She's a CS dropout and
Yeah.
I'm a CA dropout. Honestly, yeah.
It's very good because हम
Very
लोग को वो
good.
accounting तो था, हम लोग को accounts आता है but design नहीं आता था तभी. So when we went to the college for obviously your place, मतलब कौन से batch में आपको डालेंगे, so you already have a lineup that you want to do a 3-year course or a 2-year course. So we met during the opening batch का ये demo lectures रहते हैं, introduction lectures,
session.
introductory lectures. So we obviously being already a age group above the normal
Yeah.
students because we had people with us who were 18. who had just
17,
finished their
yeah.
high school, like your higher secondary, 12th या 11th करके आए हैं और सीधा डिजाइनिंग में घुस गए. So और हम लोग हैं ऐसे लग रहे हैं elders का एक group है अलग से
Yeah.
who have come up because they had nothing else to do.
Okay. Dhwani.
Because we had nothing
We
else to
were
do, तो
very
ऐसे
young
ऐसे लगते ना
also.
कि अरे हाँ ये लोग तो बड़े हैं, कुछ नहीं था तो इसके लिए भी इंटीरियर डिजाइनिंग कर रहे हैं. So we took up a 2-year course which was like हम लोग को पता नहीं था कि इतना hectic हो जाएगा.
So basically that course was like 3-year का ही, but it was compiled in 2 years. So
Yeah.
portion was same.
6 semesters in 2 years.
So it was very
Yeah.
hectic, to be very honest.
And
Yeah,
what happened
continue.
is कि we had a lot of submissions. 2 years our social life was zero. You cannot just move out because you have so much of college work to do, and we never realized that it will be too much hectic. We always thought, okay, they are going to teach us designing, but what goes behind teaching designing is how the table is made, how much pliers used, how kitna khilla mana hota, everything we need to learn.
So
Only
back
then
then-
we're going to tell the
No, so
contractor.
back then, one drawback was there. They never showed us actual materials. ठीक है, एक बार दिखा दिया प्लाई उतना होता है, ठीक है. So everywhere, I remember vividly, I used to write on sheets कि ठीक है, furniture is being made veneer melamine polish. I don't know what melamine polish is. How does it look? And
It
then
was all just right.
It was just all
So
right
it
up.
was
They
with
just tell
me.
you verbally. They
Yeah.
never explain you that why is it melamine polish, why is it matte or glossy, why do you
And
do
I-
it?
नहीं
वो तुम site पे
and
जाके
मुझे
सीखो.
प्रोफेसर बोलते भी थे कि ये अच्छा लगेगा melamine polish, do you really
Really?
think?
Melamine
But
polish.
we don't know what is melamine polish. You need to show us what is melamine
And
polish.
literally so many tupplies we have got कि ये क्या कर रहे हो ये क्या कर I was like, and then one fine day obviously that ice was gonna break somewhere कि क्या है आप बताओगे तो समझेगा ना. So yeah, Dhwani would like to add
But
to
then
this.
I always believe that अगर आपको you want to go somewhere, you need to find a way through it. I used to sit back in the college. I used to go and meet up all the teachers. Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir. And I used to actually, I shouldn't tell it on the camera also, but yes, this was my way through my college. I actually, was the teacher's pet.
Now
If-
I would like to interrupt here. This was about Dhwani. On the other hand, I was there. Aimless soul. Don't know anything.
And
ठीक है?
always standing outside the class.
Standing outside the class. I was always thrown outside the class and I was like wondering what is going on. समझ नहीं आ रहा है कुछ. I used to go to her. I used to go to all the scholar students. तुमको क्या आता है मुझे सिखा दो. Even I used to sit back but not with teachers, with students. बताओ बताओ बताओ. It was always like that. And she had a good rapport with everyone. She's chilling. She's with all the teachers basically. And you will find me sitting in some corner crying over something. My sheet is not done. I'm struggling. And she'll be like, "Ab tak kar rahi." It was always like that. So yeah.
But I always, because when I went into it and I just knew that I want to do this, I just was enjoying it. So there are two things. One, you cry and do it, and one, you enjoy and do it. When you know that there is no other option, you have to, so there's a saying that, learn it, live it, love it. You need to learn it, you need to live it, and you need to love it. So once you start with that mantra, you're going to love everything that you do. So I was just enjoying.
One more point, okay? So things like this, okay, I have learned from her over past 3 years. I was not like this. I was scared to talk a little, yeah, in front of people. I don't know how to deal with people. I didn't know that actually. And gradually I learned from her how to fight with people. She's like, "You're my sister, go and fight." Say this, say that. I'll see the rest. I'll handle it.
So I'll cut it to, I'll
Yeah.
cut you here and I'll tell you. So there is this one incident. Okay, what happened is I was on a trip. I was on a
Oh,
trip with my
yeah?
husband, and there's this particular client that was very hectic to deal with and very troublesome. So
No,
there was a
clients were
problem.
nice.
Clients were nice, but payment structure उनका ऐसा था ना, they were not paying up very
So all
quickly.
of a sudden there was a new character in the story who was gonna deal with
So
the
what happened is
payments.
they were too busy. They gave us a person to deal with that. He's going to check your bills and he will pay you. And that client, to be in his owner's good books, he used to treat
He's
us like,
always
"Arey,
tried to
you're
do
not getting
hard."
payment. You're not getting payment." And I was
Typical,
like,
complete the
typical
site
MBA.
and you'll get the payment. I was like, "इतना बाकी है?
Payment
How
कहाँ
are
जा
you
रहा है?
expecting?"
Typical
We are
dialogue,
not
payment
a
कहाँ जा
bank.
रहा
Yeah,
है?
yeah, payment.
Payment कहाँ जा रहा है?
कहाँ जा रहा है? You complete the site, no?
And
But to
literally-
complete it, we need payment, right? We need to order materials.
And we literally at one point I was like, "Sir, we are not a bank. We are a startup company. We are not that established. How can you expect, that we'll make all these payments?"
So actually we had, but obviously to show them, we can't just tell them that yeah, we'll complete it, without payments. So I was not there. मैं गई थी बाहर, and suddenly at 8 o'clock in the evening, she calls me and she starts crying.
I
I'm
was
like,
already crying.
I'm fed up. I don't want to deal with these kind of people. I just want to, go home and I don't want to talk to them. You talk to them.
Because it was very humiliating. 90% of the site work is done. He's like, "ये बाकी है, ये बाकी है." I was like, "Sir, can't you
All
see?
my
Either you
trip
don't
is watching
know
what
interior-"
happened that she's crying over the phone.
And I was
Because
like,
obviously you
"Dhwani,
have a
what do I do?"
meltdown. You obviously have a meltdown sometimes that, just get frustrated.
her reaction was, "कल से काम बंद, कल से काम
I'm like,
बंद."
shut down all the work. I called up contractors. Nobody will step onto site tonight. I'm like, why the hell are you crying?
And we
I'm
literally
like,
did
it's
the
okay.
same thing.
नहीं काम
We
करेंगे
did
ना.
that.
Yeah, so we
Because
did that.
सिर के ऊपर से पानी जा रहा था. How much?
So what we had the benefit, it was Diwali, Diwali ka आजू बाजू का days. So we told all the contractors that take 2 days छुट्टी we are
हमने
not
उन-
working, we are traveling out for work. We did not tell them, because the moment they come to know that there's a
They're gonna take
payment
Now they
problem,
know.
now they know. Now
Now
they
they
know.
know.
Our contractors won't
But
see
they're
this
still,
thing.
very gullible like that. कि हाँ चलो ठीक है. So we did not want to tell them that payment was a problem, because the site was on completion. You don't want to upset your contractors at that point of time. So we told all the contractors that it's a 2-day break for all of
I'll
you. Go
cut you
enjoy.
1 year. So every day morning, 8 o'clock, madam payment, madam payment, madam payment. I was like, Dhwani, what do I do? And she was not here. She was not in Bombay. And this client is not ready to pay. Obviously, I was bound to cry. What do I
So
do?
actually, she just had a pile up of all the things inside, because obviously you have 10 contractors. You are just dealing with us, but we are dealing with 10 more people, right? And उनके नीचे और 10 लोग जो काम करते हैं. Every day everybody's taunting us for payment. So I told her that don't cry. I'm like, why the hell are you crying? For me, you are important. The clients go to hell. I can't see you crying. So I'm like, stop
That
the
was
work.
her, yeah.
2 days we are not going to work. You go, you chill. Monday, let them call us that why is the work not happening, and then we'll
Yeah,
deal.
but the
So I was just
client-
coming back
yeah.
the next to next day, but 2 days I was coming back. I'm like, I'll come back, and then we'll sit. You will not go there without me. So that is how we act
And
each
then how
other's
did you handle
support.
finally the
So,
customer
but
post
the
that?
2
client-
days the work was not happening.
Dhwani,
Monday morning, sir
Sir,
called you.
next day morning, sir
The
called
main
me.
owner of the
Yeah,
house
evening,
called him.
Evening,
Yeah,
sir called
called
around
her.
5:30. Why the work is shut? I was like, sir. Then I explained him the entire scenario. I was like, I am not going to talk to that person, because when we started the project, that person was not there. If you are going to deal, only then we are continuing the project, or else we are not dealing it, because at some point we had to put our foot down, because it was literally not.
And it just clicked,
bearable.
and then we had to
Then it
directly
was
deal with it.
5:30. This was also something very funny. He's like, "Abhi aadmi bhejo, I'll handle everything." So मैंने बोला,
अभी
"Sir, दिन खत्म,
दिन
दिन
खत्म."
खत्म, कल आएंगे." So yeah, so that in that way, see, few qualities I have, she doesn't have, she has, I don't have. So that's why partnership
You
works.
complete each other. That's how it
Yeah,
is.
I
we
had
really
zero
feel.
knowledge, because I worked in always high-end firms. So I had zero knowledge about sites. I did not know how to deal with contractors. Even when I first went on site, though we've learned in college that what walls need POP, what wall needs plaster, I had really zero knowledge. When the contractor came in the first time, we took up a project together, and she was like, "You go for the meeting. I'll handle something at the office." So I'm standing on there, and he like, "Man, कहाँ पे POP करना है, कहाँ पे plaster करना है?" I'm like, Vijal, I really don't know what is the difference. And she like, Arey, just tell him, come tomorrow, I'll go. So then she was the one who actually taught me all the things practically on site. I had zero knowledge about billing. I did not know how to make a BOQ, because where you work in a very big architectural firm, the costing and everything is never really your part.
Correct.
You just
You
have
just-
to tell them, "Arey, use
And
this
especially
style."
office like Reza sir's
Exactly,
office, I think
Reza
that's
sir's
Everything's
office.
organized, so
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
learn everything.
And
Already
even
said.
in places like Roche, where I worked, you just have to tell them, put this furniture. That furniture is 4.5 lakh rupees. That single piece is that expensive. You just have to tell them, and they're like, put this, put this, put this. So I never had the, you know, opportunity to learn that how the costing works. She actually, made me sit down, told me how the billing is done, how things are calculated. And I told her that you are like, my guru mantra for this. So first entire year of like about say 6 sites that we did, billing was her part, contracting, dealing with contractors was her part. I used to go for selection. I'm like, selection I'll do.
Selection, and her forte was planning. So I was like, you do that, I'll make the
Because
BOQ
2
and we'll
years in
pitch in.
office, we've just worked on, drawings, and drawings, because it was a desk job. I wouldn't lie, it was very more of a desk job. But then precise desk job, because the sites, the sites are all outside India. Nagpur mein hai, there's Ahmedabad, and there's very less in Bombay. So the drawings that we send there have to be very much crisp. Even 1 problem, and this entire contractors ka entire team is calling you that why is this like this. So we had to be very particular with drawing. So that is what my forte was, and her forte was dealing with contractors and billing and everything.
So this goes back to my office, like a startup company. That was the reason why I joined it, because वहाँ पे सब कुछ सीखने मिलेगा. I was very clear. So जो मैं ध्वनि को रात रात भर बैठ के सिखाती थी, I used to sit there along with the contractors and learn that how is the breaking. If the door is there, then hinges is a part of a door. Then there's a handle. लेबर कितना, मटेरियल कितना, प्लाई का थिकनेस, इतना थिकनेस वाला प्लाई, व्हाट इज द प्राइस. So all those detailings I learned back then. Even that office, I remember. So like Dhwani said, my ma'am, she wanted to go for some meeting. So all of a sudden she's like, you go and meet this contractor. I remember vividly, I was taking printouts, okay, to take along with me for that site meeting. And my hands were shaking. I was like, I have to go alone there, firstly. Secondly, I have to meet a contractor and explain. She was like, why are you shivering? What is happening to you? Go there. And she's like, he's a contractor, you are a designer.
Use the advantage.
Yeah, and in my those days when I was learning, when I was working for someone, I remember contractors have made me cry. ये कब होएगा, ये drawing कब मिलेगा, and I used to panic a lot. But yeah, that is how you learn, obviously. So
Now
there
we
was
make them
somebody to
panic a lot.
guide me, and Dhwani के साथ it was like in lockdown we were like, you know, let's do something. Obviously everyone was bored in lockdown, and there was a point when we realized, you know, कि खुद के लिए कुछ करना है.
No, but that is also a backstory. We
Yeah.
both were not working at some point of a time in 2019, I suppose. I got
No,
engaged.
actually not working. I was working.
You were
I
working.
was still working from home.
Yeah.
For that same company.
Yeah, and I had took a break in 2019. About say for 2-3 months, I was not working because my full housework was going on, so and I was busy with that. And then I happened to join a company that was also a startup company in Andheri. I wouldn't want to name them right now. So apparently, I told Vijal that drop your company and come here. Let's work together. So she then joined
So,
that
and-
company
and
as well.
It was for me. It was like I had gotten into that comfort zone.
Or working in the previous
Of
company.
working in the previous firm. So they both were like my good mentors. I had a good rapport with them. There was a point when I literally told them ki whatever you're paying is not enough. So am I allowed to do my freelancing projects on the weekend? So she said yes. She was even helping me with those. So वहाँ से वो confidence आया, you know, कि कर सकते हैं. So yeah, and then she was like, you know, let's you come and join this company. So I was like, any which ways I was planning for a change. Because वो एक comfort zone से
I
बाहर
remember this conversation.
है
that
ना?
we had.
I used to tell that. I used to share with you. I used to take his advice also. They're like छोड़ दे.
तो
So,
कभी ना
yeah.
कभी करना है भाई. You
Yeah,
have to start
obviously.
somewhere.
You have to do on
That's
your
और
what I
ये
started doing.
कॉन्वर्सेशन मतलब वो मेरी जो करंट कंपनी में आई उसके पहले भी मैंने बोला कि यू कम हियर, लेट्स सी हाउ थिंग्स वर्क, लेट्स वर्क एज को एम्प्लॉइज, लेट अस सी इफ वी कैन टॉलरेट ईच अदर, फिर आगे जाते हैं और एक
Yeah.
स्टेप उसके बाद आगे जाते हैं. सो देन वी वर्कड एज को एम्प्लॉइज फॉर अबाउट से 2 to 3 months. 3 months.
Then she went on a break for a month for her wedding.
Yeah.
She took off.
So I was going to get married, so I took about say 2 months break, and I told her that you can continue. Maybe I'll come back post marriage to this one, or we'll think, you know, what to do. As soon as I got married, the lockdown hit.
No, before that.
Before that, sorry.
Before that, she took
Before
off.
that-
She took off. Okay, and couple of weeks. Okay, like 1 week maybe. I'm seeing that I am the one who's doing all the work. I'm the one who is struggling so much. And
Because the bosses, they were like very chill. They would come,
Very
assign
chill.
us
They're
work,
like, okay, ये हो
go
गया,
out and
okay.
party. And we used to see their Instagram stories that they are partying and we are working
yeah, and
till 9 in the
Varun sir, I
clock.
know so many of them.
and मैंने ध्वनि को बोला, in my previous office, suppose if we have a submission to or we have a presentation to be made for tomorrow, ठीक है, let's say that my ex-boss used to be there to guide me or whatever. These guys are chilling. They're like, I need this by tomorrow. I called her. I was like, listen, you really want to do this? Are you really going to come back? इतना काम खुद किसी और के लिए कर रहे हैं. Why not we do work for ourselves? She's like, you really think, you know, कि छोड़ना है या क्या है? She was confident कि करना है, but she's like, at this point, you really don't want to
Because
wait.
it was, you know, early onset, like middle maybe, you know, कि lockdown आ चुका था, lockdown हो चुका था, थोड़ा there was some relaxation that people were, you know, going out, working from home, or maybe, you know, little bit of, you know, going to their offices. They're starting. So I'm like, who will be, you know, giving us work? Because interiors, that segment entire, that contractors are already gone off to their villages. People were not here. Contractors were not there. So I'm like, we were just, you know, very worried that who will be willing to, you know, give interior projects, because everybody lost money in COVID. So that was a very dark phase that we thought, what if we don't get projects? We will leave our current paying jobs.
It is a bold move.
It is a very,
And at a
because
very
we were very
different time.
scared.
Yeah.
And honestly, we had that discussion. I had that discussion back at home. She had that discussion back at her place. So with her, it was not that big a issue leaving a job and all. For me, every month that salary is coming. You know, I know certain amount is coming in my bank account, and here it is a big a risk that I was gonna take. So I was like, कभी ना कभी तो करना है.
Because that time you know that चलो 7 बजे तो free हो ही जाते हो. You go home, you get your paycheck on the 1st of every month.
Yeah.
Here you have to do all the work by yourself, because just 2 people at the start you are doing from selecting the materials to making phone calls कि material आया कि नहीं, getting those things के, because there are some people who will just dump the materials at ground floor, making sure that material reaches the 12th or 25th floor your site. You have to organize everything.
Yeah.
And we were like, just our minds were blown कि what is happening. We are actually, you know, calling वो हमाली लोग होते हैं, we are arranging people. हाँ, and then we get to know there's a syndicate of every area. You can call other people.
Mathadi.
हाँ, Mathadi laborers. I'm like, what is happening? यहाँ के उसको नहीं बुला सकते, वहाँ के उधर नहीं बुला सकते.
One day she's yelling over the phone, तुम कौन हो? तुमको क्या चाहिए? Who are you? We have our person. He's like, यहाँ पे नहीं कर सकते. And those people come and
Yeah,
they lift
get it.
and they'll put down only.
Yeah,
ऊपर तक नहीं चढ़ाएंगे.
कुछ नहीं करेंगे वो लोग.
So we got to learn all of this on our own. Everything. From you know, dealing with people like Mathadi
Actually,
laborers, from arranging materials के यहाँ से, even from places from Silvassa से material आ रहा है, on the way कुछ problem हो गया, material रुक जा रहा है, and then we are making frantic calls to the owner, to the vendor. वो truck driver को भी call करे, भाई कहाँ हो तुम, आओ. The client is calling us, where is the material, where is the material? I'm like, Are, should I go and pick it up now?
So
वैसा
then
था.
एक point आ गया था, we were feeling, are we designers or we are contractors?
हाँ,
We need
there
to
was
do
a phase.
something about
There
this.
was a phase.
Yeah, so gradually, you know, we learned. We created a little bit of system. Obviously, we are still learning. We unlearned few things. So yeah, obviously, with experiences, you're gonna learn all these things.
And a lot of details the contractors have taught us. We have found like really touch black. We have really found good contractors. Some are very fatherly figure to us. Some taunt us. Some actually scold us. Some actually tell us, "अरे ma'am, तुमको कुछ नहीं आता है. हमको पूछो, हम सिखाएंगे."
So that was in our initial days, yes.
Yeah, because you tend to make mistakes as newbies. You obviously tend to make some mistakes somewhere कि अरे ये ऐसे भी हो सकता था. So they used to actually guide us, and they never judged के being girls they don't know, और कि उनको knowledge नहीं है तो भी हमको आप
कि आज की आई हुई लड़कियां, nobody had that attitude.
हाँ,
बहुत
which is
लोगों को
good.
होता
Which
है,
is very important,
honestly,
very
yeah.
important.
currently somewhere, yeah, we also face that those type of things that people don't take us very seriously being girls, because
Yeah,
then
that happens.
yeah.
If a guy or a person, yeah, male is calling, that has a different impact.
Yeah, because
And
we've
we
seen
are
it
all
live
Very frankly,
in
this is opposite of what we think it is.
No.
It's normally the girls who make more
With the
impact.
Because we
contractors
faced a lot of,
maybe, with
Is it with the contractors? Might be you might be
yeah.
facing a.
yeah, with
They'll take you
contractors.
very
Yes.
seriously, considering us. So yeah, that is
Because
there.
we've already faced, because we were co-working with, you know, we shared the contractor with a bigger level of a male designer. So we had the same contractor. So if we would have been calling him back to back for something very urgent, he would like, ma'am, I'll call you back, ma'am, I'll call you back. So, and when the male designer calls him and he's right there in front of us,
छोड़ के चले गए.
he will run to the other room and take his call. I'm like, हमारे साथ तो कभी नहीं किया तुमने ऐसा.
And वो आएगा वापस ध्वनि बोले, अब 5 मिनट आप उधर खड़े रहो. नहीं, अब हम बात नहीं करेंगे. We don't have
I
time.
will make him, I'll go out and go and stand outside the house for 10 minutes and then come back. How can you not pick up our calls like this? Why will you not pick up our calls like this? I feel it very insulting at some point, because you need to respect. भले वो मेल है, हम फीमेल है, बट डिजाइनर है. वी बोथ आर गिविंग यू वर्क, वी बोथ आर पेइंग यू फॉर योर सर्विसेज. नथिंग इज हैपनिंग फॉर फ्री. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि वो हम फ्री में काम करा रहे हैं और वो तुमको
But the
डबल दे रहे
difference
हैं.
is there.
We
Whether
faced on
mention
some
it or
Surprising,
not,
but-
we
it is
did.
there. We have faced it.
It is
yeah.
surprising for us.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, where shopkeepers बोलो या फिर कोई ऐसे vendors बोलो, there yeah we do get a leverage of being
Yeah.
girls. Yeah, that we actually do also. To be very honest, we do take that leverage of being girls. We get the priority.
How does it feel to have that first design fee coming into the company's account? Because this is a
Very good.
dream
Very
of
happy. We've had our first very nicely. We signed our first marble with so much of happiness. We have the video
So
of
yeah,
us signing
that person in front of whom we signed the marble, he was the owner of that elegant marble. You must be knowing. So yeah, he was. So we signed it in front of him, and we were very happy and
We
excited.
took a video, obviously,
So
because
back then, our company name was Corner to Corner. To be very honest, yeah,
corner to corner design studio.
design studio. Because obviously, corner to corner, everything we were doing, so it was very simple and so. Yeah, and then we did not get the registration, so we had to change the name.
Yeah, we did not get
yeah.
a trademark for it because it was already taken, and obviously startup के
So-
उतने हमने सोचा ही नहीं था that we'll take a trademark for the name as
So
well.
currently, after many like two years probably, या
3
फिर 1
years.
year, नहीं
It
नहीं
was the first year of project.
हाँ, so 1.5 year no, but वो end में ठीक है. So after 2 years, let's say, I called him up again because I wanted to take one of my clients there, like our clients there. So then he was like, okay, yeah, corner to corner. So I was
Those
like,
two girls who took
those
a
two
video
girls,
of their
yeah.
first signing marble.
So no. So first you mentioned corner to corner. So I was like, how do you know our company name? That to X name, right? So he was like, you guys, two girls, you guys were signing with so much of excitement. Obviously, I had to remember. So everything first was like, so that, yeah, we enjoyed our process thoroughly.
And first fee,
And
that
we
was like
used to
a
fee.
cherry on cake. But it
It
was
feels
very
like
happy.
heaven once it hits
Yeah.
the bank
Arey
account.
No, so
Wow.
first project also, our clients, honestly, we upfrontly told them that we have no experience
bold.
from this
Okay, very
company.
key.
Yeah, being a startup. So individually we had our experiences, but this is a new company we have established now. I mean, it is a startup. So you will be our very first client.
Because you need to tell them, because
Yeah, why
if
to lie?
there's a possibility that things
The
might
reason
not
I'm
go.
asking these questions, sorry to cut you off, because there's
That's
a lot
okay.
of people who are working in their offices and they want to start something of
That's
their
all.
own. This will be like a path to a lot of people who want to start something of their own.
Maybe.
Yeah, Vijal has thought about it.
Yeah.
Vijal has thought a lot
Cool, please,
about
sorry,
it.
continue. Yeah.
So then his reaction or whatever he said said to us in return was, it's okay. We want some fresh perspective. We want
Yeah.
a new designer to work on it.
We were like lucky to have him because being a
Yeah.
South Indian couple, they were very orthodox. First of all, they were very orthodox.
And they were very warm and welcoming also to new ideas, whatever we were pitching in. We were like, "Hey, we want a green wall here." He's like, okay.
Yeah, they
we want molding
yeah.
is in trend. He's like, okay.
We had the entire we actually proposed them have the entire sofa back wall to be painted in olive green color, but they were not ready for the entire wall, but they did actually tell us yes for a patch of it. So we had the entire wall segmented into 2 divisions, and one patch was white and the other the entire green. So and also we took up a lot of greens. We had the entire dining area in a very light green color, and the chairs were also a little bit of tinge of green, but they actually played a very nice spot and they allowed us to do whatever we wanted.
Greens we took up because that site was bang opposite to a huge golf course.
Yeah,
So they had a beautiful view.
so there's a Kharghar golf course, no? There's
Yeah.
a new building that has come up there, right bang opposite
So
the
it
golf
was
course.
amazing and
The entire
literally-
had the view of the mountains behind and पूरा golf course दिख रहा था उनके balcony से. So we were like, yeah, let's do something, कि आगे भी green से थोड़ा अंदर भी green होना चाहिए.
And at first sight, we literally poured our hearts into it. I remember vividly, I used to tell her, ki, imagine we are, documenting this site and what if it gets published somewhere? She used to be like, let's be realistic, pehla project hai. And I was always this dreamer. मैं थोड़ी हूँ थोड़ा अलग ही vision में
Yeah, she's
चलती
also
हूँ.
the optimistic one. I am always the realistic one.
Yeah, so I'll be in my own world. कि what if this may happen? सोचने में क्या जाता है? So I'm like, ध्वनि सोचना. She'll be like,
I'm
ठीक
like,
है,
चलो
काम
करते हैं.
हैं.
Right now, let's work,
अभी
and
पहले
then
काम
आगे
करते हैं
होगा,
यार.
then great. But she's always, given the company that optimism. We are going to get published. We are going to get published. We are doing
That
this. We
project
are
got
doing
published
that.
after 1.5 years.
1.5 year we waited.
Architectural Digest, yeah. So I was like,
So we did not post the pictures on our Instagram page because actually a photographer told us that if the
Yeah.
pictures are already up on your site, they will not take the pictures. So it's been a year of us working and doing 6 sites, and our page is not
And she
showcasing
used
any
to
of the
yell
sites.
at me.
And I'm
People
like, what are
don't
we
know
doing?
what work we are doing.
People are
So how
not
can you attract more
knowing
customers?
what are we
That's-
doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I was like, listen, no, this will get published. Let's wait, let's wait. She's like, now 1 more month. After that, we are I am posting.
I'm like, you don't post. I have the rights. I'm going to post it. I'm like, I don't care if we get published, because if we are luring new clients, and pitching, our work is good, we can show them pictures. But then, like, if your pictures are so good, if you're doing the sites, why are you not posting on Instagram? Entire world is posting on
Posting.
Instagram, but you
Agree.
guys are not posting
Because
on Instagram.
customers these days do take a feedback of the architect they are
Yes,
proposing.
exactly.
What is the
Other thing was,
And
we
they judge you
were-
for not posting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
that
किसी
was
और का
highly
काम
तो
judged.
नहीं
respected.
है, अब आके बता रहे हो iPad
And why
पे
you not
तो
showing
हाँ,
it?
also
What
iPad पे
differently?
क्यों बता रहे हो? ये
Yeah.
तुम्हारी है क्या?
ये तो
We
मैं
can
अभी
actually
सोच रही हूँ,
take
I
them.
did not think about it back then.
Yeah, but customers do think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do think. Why
If
should
I
it's
am
not been on
I used to
social
always
media?
tell कि मैं अगर customer हूँ, for example, she always tells us that let's caption the pictures very nicely, let's put a write up.
I am the one
I'm
who
like,
goes into details. I
हाँ,
love
she
it.
is like let's frame the sentence too nicely. She will sit with the content writer. She will think of
and
so
you.
many things. And I'm like, honestly, dude, if I am on Instagram, I don't have the time to read it. I'm
Then
gonna
we
like
used to take
swipe,
a vote.
swipe.
Then we used to take a vote.
But I'm with the opinion of what you used to think. I was the same person.
I
कि ये
know.
पढ़ता कौन है? But honestly speaking, lot of
पढ़ते
people.
हैं. I know.
Oh
पढ़ते
my
हैं.
god.
Then I gave up.
Did
I
you
put my
hear
foot down.
that?
I'm like, do whatever you want.
Zaid, thank you. Mandal तुमचे आभारी है.
I gave up, yaar. I had no other option. She's like, nahi, we have to
You
do
have to
this,
do
we
it
have to do that, we have to
perfectly.
write this.
Yeah.
I'm like, do
Literally,
whatever you
and
want.
Honestly, वो बहुत that project was very close to our heart, and first project एक तो इतना अच्छा हो गया, documented it nicely. मैंने बोला why not?
And
करना
honestly, the
चाहिए ना.
photographer we shot it with, he told us that this is not going to get published. So
He
that
told
was a
us
very
this is
problem.
not
problem.
going to get published.
No,
बोलते
वो
इससे
बोल रहा है
हमारे
कि this is
project
not
है.
photo, this is not publish worthy. ये अच्छा
अच्छा.
है, but this is not publish worthy.
Yeah, he
He's
said
telling
that
us.
thing, okay? And honestly, when we got the mail, ठीक है, from AD, they replied, 3 days we did not see the mail. हम लोग को टाइम ही नहीं था.
हाँ, we
ठीक
did
है?
not check the mail
Then
only.
I got a message on WhatsApp from AD. So it's like, we want to do your interview for a write-up. We want to know the story behind the project. And I started crying. I was like, what? Then I called her up. So that day I was working from home and she was with some
I
client.
was with the client in a tile selection.
And she was a little 15 minutes late and the client was already there. ठीक है? So she was in rush. She was in hurry. And I called her up. I was crying. I was like, Dhwani, listen, this happened. So she's like, अरे wow, okay, I'll call you later. ठीक है?
और क्या
We'll
बोल-
discuss this later.
So I'm getting down from the car. The client is right there staring at me like this. कि you are late. ऐसे ऐसे
And I'm
कर रहा है मेरे को.
crying more.
और
And
ये
I
मेरे को फोन कर
started
listen,
crying.
we are getting published and I can't control my tears. ये हो रहा है. Like great, congrats. I'll call you back. And I just hung up.
And इसका reaction देख के I started crying more. Why is she not bothered? I was literally jumping and dancing and crying. इसका reaction was like this. Then later she called me. Obviously, even she was very excited.
But अभी I was like, so as told earlier, I'm the real estate guy. And I'm like, okay, हो गया published. चलो, very good. Let's
Now
go ahead.
post on Instagram.
Now post on Instagram.
Just to understand, because you two are, I think now that we are discussing, you two are very different energies. I wanted to come to a segment which we'll discuss about your design philosophies. Does it really help to have two different energy? Because one person may like gold, other person might not like gold as
So
a
that
glossy
is the
gold.
case.
So what is
She
your
likes
design?
jazzy a little bit.
I like jazzy stuff.
So
I
want
am
to
like a
understand if,
drama
let's say
person.
if I want to hire you for a project, or one of the audience who's watching us wants to hire you, I think this energy is very important, because when you're doing your house, I think out of everyone that we've had on this couch, I think you guys are one of the most energetic people that we have had on the couch. Yeah.
Because this is the first podcast where Zaid is not able to talk.
Yeah.
Very honest, yeah. Stop laughing at
So
me.
we both are really very talkative. We both
I
love
get that.
talking.
So
So one more thing, I'd like to cut you here. So our forte. So one thing. Sorry.
It's okay.
So one thing is, our forte is, suppose starting में in initial days, we used to tell our contractors also, get us clients. No, we used to meet everyone. We used to get us new clients. एक बार मिलाओ. Because our thing was, एक बार अगर हम किसी से मिले, deal पक्का है. हमें पता है. We are like that. It is there. Phone पे नहीं,
Casual,
message
casual,
पे
it's
नहीं.
been like
Yeah,
that.
it is there. So we were very confident like that. अब एक बार मिलाओ तो सही, because हमें पता है we will talk like that. Both are Gujjus, we have that advantage, I think.
And
So speaking about design
And
philosophy.
she's very okay. ठीक है, मैं
बोलो.
and she's good at making all this one-liners. Okay, suppose अगर गुज्जू client है.
no, you're not saying that. This is so not
No,
happening
I
right now.
have to
Please,
mention
please.
because
Yeah,
that
it's
was
already here,
something
so
not
it has to
happening.
come out.
It's very
What
embarrassing.
was it? I forgot.
I'm not gonna say it.
Okay,
You
it's in
forgot it.
Gujju. I don't know if you'll understand. It's in Gujarati, yeah. So the client was like, इतना खर्चा नहीं करना है, this and that.
But then they want very lavish things. They want, अरे ये अच्छा दिखना चाहिए. People coming in our houses, they should be like, wow, what a house.
And
So
they
I'm
want
like,
it quickly. 2 महीने में करो, 3 महीने में करो. So we were thinking ये वो चालू है, and then while moving out of the house, that person was saying कि देखते हैं, सोचते हैं types. And this female, she's like, मोड़ू हंसतू राखो, खींचू खुल्लू राखो. And I was like, from
so they're like,
where are you
put on a
getting
smile and
all
open your
this
pockets.
thing?
Everything will happen. That's the
So yeah,
translation
keep your
of it.
face smiling
And open your pockets. You
Yeah.
will have everything to it. And it
And
it
literally
sounds
I
very
was like,
funny in Gujarati. It's very funny in Gujarati. Modu
So
hasura
after that, I
kichu
also started using it. I was like, Dhwani,
So
good.
if you do this, it's a saying in Gujarati that if you do this, you can have anything that you want in the world. You need to put up a smile and open your pockets, so you will have whatever you want. So I used to tell this to all my clients, all my Gujju clients, that you do this and you will have a lavish house. Because all they want is, अरे कोई भी आवे, wow बोलवानो. तो wow बोलने के लिए तुमको wow spend भी तो करना है. How, when will they say wow? When you use wow materials, no? That is when they'll say wow.
Your backdrop is also wow today.
Oh, that is adding up. Yeah.
All right. Right. So design philosophy. Coming to the question that I
No,
was asking.
इसके पहले you were asking something else.
No, because you guys have different energies.
अच्छा, like that.
And
Okay.
then, what is your design philosophy? Because see, every design office has got a design philosophy. First, there are two questions that are merged into one. What is House of Hues? How did you come up with the name, and what is House of Hues? That's first.
There's
And
a funny
second,
story to it.
and then what is your design philosophy? What is that you think of? You know, a lot of people have wabi sabi, or you can see art decor, contemporary, or you have classical. What is your design philosophy?
House of Hues, you wanna say the real thing?
Yeah, you have to say the real thing. Yeah.
Let's say.
Okay, so basically, I love fabrics. Okay, so I wanted to, along with corner to corner. Okay, so I was pitching her the idea that let's get into cushion designing. I wanted to do that.
Yeah,
It will be like an addition.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she's one of those person who will customize her own outfits. Because
Yeah, I love
I am
doing
one
that.
person who will go to a store, pick out some ready stuff, and we are good to go. That's like quick. And she was the one who will put in so much of efforts behind deciding the fabric, deciding the look and feel, and everything. So she was always
I used
that
to,
kind
so
of a
that was like
person.
backup. Interior नहीं हुआ, then fashion designing is there.
हर चीज का backup है.
हर चीज का backup था
So
हमारे पास.
obviously you have to, yeah. So then वो House of Hues इसको idea pitch in करने के लिए I had thought the name for that addition to this या फिर देखेंगे what we'll do, but House of Hues was nice, colors है, there's under one roof you're getting everything sort of. That
So
was the
basically,
ideology.
that was our backup plan of doing cushion cover designing.
Yeah.
Because that is also a very upcoming thing, because the thing that adds up to a dull space is the fabrics and the colors to
Yeah.
it. And people tend to, कि अगर एक ऐसा भी couch है, तो if you are putting a blue or a tan or a red cushion, so this entire look and feel of the couch changes. So
And
this is what
AA
her
Living,
idea was.
AA Living, you might have heard about them, right? So they started with a very small, but then eventually they added, and now see where they are. So I was like, Dhwani, listen, no, we can do this. And designing में यार, you get paid, okay? But people don't value that much. So मैंने धोनी को बोला, let's do one addition. So basically this was the plan. Then she was like,
So she had already come up with the name of House of Hues for her pillow designing company. Or cushion cover designing company. So, and we had already started our firm with Corner to Corner Design Studio. And when we eventually grew a bit, it's been 2 years in the business, we thought of, getting the company name registered and taking a trademark for it.
Yeah.
That is when I have a lawyer in the family. So we met him. We asked him that just can you check for us that is the name available? But then we found out that corner to corner was already taken up by somebody else, and that is when we had to think that, oh, now being 2 years in the business, we are at a
Back-
stage at where
yeah.
we'll have to change the name of the company.
You
So,
know about this.
Yeah.
And he was the first person to tell me वैसे भी वो नाम इतना अच्छा नहीं था.
God.
I was like, Zaid, how can you
2 साल
say
के बाद
this?
बोला।
कैसे दोस्त हो यार तुम?
2 साल के बाद
Actually, many people told me that.
So
later.
we actually had thought that it is
So
very
then we
naive
shortlisted
move.
many actually.
Yeah.
Okay, and we both were busy. Obviously, sites were going on along that. We had to think of
और
a
ये सब
name.
already एक pressure चालू है that we have to change the name of the company, then go
So then-
again, and we had to be fast that because right now this entire entrepreneurial culture that is happening, इतने सारे startups आ रहे हैं that you never know which name is now next
And
taken.
we were sharing this thing with our family that, you know, we are under pressure. We need to finalize the name in 2 days. So like Vijal Dhwani, Dhwani Vijal, DV, VD, कर दो ना कुछ
हाँ
भी.
बोले DV design studio, VD design studio,
And
Dhwani and
we're like,
Vijay
no.
design studio, ऐसे कुछ डाल दो तुम लोग,
That's the
क्या
first thing
फर्क
comes
पड़ता
from
है?
parents.
हाँ they're like don't take so much stress, क्या
So,
problem
so
है?
then we were like, आप मत करो, हम कर लेंगे. So then Dhwani को फिर मैंने बोला कि House of Hues, do you have a problem with it? So she's like, it's nice, but let's think more. So I was like, okay, सोचने का और 2 दिन लेते हैं. Then final. अगर कुछ नहीं मिला, we are going ahead with this.
Yeah.
So then 2 दिन हो गया.
सोचने
None
का
of
time
us
नहीं
came.
मिला तो किसी
सोचने का
time
time भी नहीं मिला,
honestly
कुछ
time
नहीं
भी
था.
मिला. And I was waiting. I knew इसको time नहीं मिलेगा. I was literally waiting. 10 बजे I'm gonna call her. House of Hues is final.
That also happened in a very funny manner. We were on the way to Silvassa for a marble selection with our clients in their car. They are sitting and we are sitting on the back seat. हम लोग ये discuss करें company का नाम ये वो ये, and वो भी सुन रहे हंस रहे. They are also giving their views that अरे House of Hues is a good name,
and
you
we
can
called
do
up
this.
one of our professor
At
also.
8 o'clock in the morning, we called up our professor
Khan sir.
from LS Raja School of Architecture, the one who we both are very close with, Mr. Mahmood Khan. So we called him up. He's like, तुम लोग क्या सुबह सुबह 8 बजे ये सब लेके बैठे हो? तो वी लाइक सर हम आपको 2 नाम भेज रहे हैं, एक सिलेक्ट करो, हमको जेन्युइनली आज देना है. वी हैड टू सबमिट आवर पोर्टफोलियो आल्सो टू अ क्लाइंट. तो यू कांट मेक देम वेट बिकॉज दे थिंक दैट इट्स वेरी नॉट
Yeah, that's
इंटरेस्टेड
what
काइंड
we
ऑफ
were
अ थिंग.
pitching to somebody. Yeah.
So that is how we came up with House of Hues. She already had thought of it. She gave the baby to us. Now we share the baby together.
No, it's the same. खाली नामकरण किया. So basically I'm the बुआ.
Good. Now about design philosophy.
Our design philosophy has been very actually different for the both of us. I always believe that my philosophy behind the design is always on the contemporary style a bit, because I like very simple stuff, but at the same time I also love drama. If you ask me that if you would go with a very minimalist house or very dramatic house, I will always say dramatic house. Also, I always believe that it should be something that the client should love after 10 years.
Yeah,
Because
we
in a
both do
place
actually
like
this
Bombay,
thing,
nobody's going to redo their house till at least 10 years, because पहले वाले में ही पैसे खत्म हो जाते हैं. So for them to renovate their house in next 2 to 3 years is going to be difficult. So we don't think that, you know, mold, if the current trend is of moldings, because molding did come in the trend, say about 2 to 3 years back, people were
We
actually
did
up
use
on
it in the project.
Yeah.
Where we felt because वो greenery था, molding, we wanted
and they
the house
also
to
were
be light
up for
and airy.
moldings. But if the client is not up for moldings, we are not going to force our ideologies on them that you should do this because this is in the trend. We will always tell them that it should be something that you should like post 5 years. Because for the first 3 years, everything is very much in excitement. You call people, there are parties, there are, you know, things happening. But post 3 years when everything dies down, you should be happy in that home. It should be a place where you should be comfortable going to every day, post your hectic day. And we think that keeping it simple, the more simple it is, the more whiter it is, the more calmer it is not going to go out of trend. Because if there's a white wall with a good painting on it, it is going to be you know, even soothing post 5 years also. It is not going to look bad, because simplicity never dies. Over things always die. If you are having a blue couch, वो blue couch तुमको 6 months you will love it, but post 8th month you will be like, अरे this is like too much. हाँ,
No,
it's
but
too
that
much on the
blue
eye.
couch, if we balance out well,
Yeah,
that's what we do. Okay, so I come into the picture here. I like pop of colors. I'll be like, करते हैं, कुछ तो करते हैं. We can't do a basic house. So our design philosophy, if you would say, it starts with the client's requirements. Honestly, we are client's person. To be very honest, we mold ourselves according to their needs. We are designers, but in the end, it is their house. It is their hard-earned money which they are putting in. They are trusting us. Obviously, they believe that we should understand whatever their requirement is. So yeah, it revolves around that. That is the first thing. Secondly, so what we do is we do pitch in our ideas. As Dhwani mentioned, we won't go with the design trends. We honestly do not follow. Obviously, we take a few references. Yeah, this is going on, this is going on. But both of us share the same thing, that house has to be functional. Honestly, it can't go like ki side table hai, but there's no drawer. Every inch, for that every inch client is paying, there has to be a utility, there has to be a function to a design, it revolves around that. So yeah, so we make sure that client is getting what they want, yet we are putting little bit of our elements, because in the end we are designers, not contractors, ki bas wo laminate leke laga diya and all of that. No, we want that space to look pretty. So if client says ki blue couch chahiye, so we try and balance out the other things.
Yeah.
Obviously, so that in fact in one of our site we have used a blue couch,
Where?
Ghatkopar one.
We did, yes. But then ultimately they got it changed.
Yeah, they got it changed later on after the shoot. But yeah, no, because they had some issue, but they had loved the couch.
Yeah, they loved the couch, but there was a problem. The sofa actually malfunctioned a bit somewhere in the center, so they had to change it. But then, if you're talking about the philosophy, there's also two things. When the client will ask us, "What are your ideas?" We have a presentation which has three type of things: one ongoing trends, one Vijal what Vijal likes, and one what Dhwani likes.
Yeah.
So then I love more of contemporary. She is a person who loves Zen, who loves wabi sabi and those kind of designs.
Contemporaries are common thing, but
Yeah.
I like certain things in an artistic way.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be like, you can clad a stone behind your bed. I'm still waiting one client who will do that.
And I'm like, "Arey, who's going to clean that
She'll
every
be like, "वो
day?"
धूल लगेगा." I'll
I'm
be
like,
"You
this
please, you don't
because
say."
it's a rough texture and we are in a place. So I think practical ke uske baaju mein there are two ongoing sites. Every day if they're going to keep the window open, there's a lot of dust coming in. Who's going to clean it?
So I'll be like, Dhwani, please.
I'm like, so
कुछ मत
she'll be like,
बोलना
Dhwani,
for
shut
the
up. Can you please not
presentation.
speak this in
Let
front
the
of the
client
client?
pick.
So yeah,
So
we
there's
do.
one particular image, I'll put it in every presentation for every client. She'll be like, please बंद कर दो, अभी ये
बंद
image
कर
use
दो.
करना बंद
And she's waiting that one client who will be like, yeah, do this, do this. And yeah, so that is our mantra, that we both have a different set of things that we like, and we pitch it to the client. Then it's obviously their house. They tell us what to do.
To begin with, we literally tell clients, जाओ Pinterest पे जाओ, whatever you want to see and हमें भेज दो.
So then we get to know that what
are
is
you
in
liking?
their mind.
Yeah, so
because
then we think
they would be
surround of
okay with
those
moldings.
images.
They would be like, yeah, the moldings look nice. But then we actually show them 2-3 sites or places that we've done moldings. Because if you do moldings, you can't do something else. You can't clad marble right with it.
So I'll cut you here, Dhwani. So there is one thing that clients don't understand is size proportion. Okay, they'll be like, this picture is nice, but that picture could be of a living room area from a penthouse, and उनका living room 2 BHK वाला है. You cannot expect कि वो size
The
and
look and feel
proportion
should
to fit
replicate,
here.
should be,
So
same.
what we do is, okay, if you are liking this, we'll pick out few elements from it, and we will give you that. But to go around with that, like if you want this look, we listen to you a little bit. You have to listen to what we say. So yeah,
So it's a half
yeah.
के तुम आधा सुनो हम आधा
So
सुनते
in our first project also, if you go through our images, there is one black console. Over that also we had console table and there are 3 lights on it. I was like, पूरा घर कर लिया. Where is that emphasis point?
Yeah.
I was talking
So
to
there's
her.
a punch, there has to be a
So
punch
as
in
we
a
are
house.
designers, we need something that one point, कि कुछ तो किया है. Enter होते ही there's something. So then वो client was like, क्या करेंगे हम इस table का, this and that, and I was like, and Dhwani सच बोल देती है, कुछ काम का नहीं है ये वो. I was like, Dhwani, please.
So they
This I need.
individually asked us, what is your point, what is your point? And one thing that we've always stick to is never lie to your clients. Never
yeah,
lie.
we'll be very honest.
We don't lie. We are very honest like that. She will be like, see, it will look good. उसका कोई काम नहीं है. It is just going to stand there. But if you know, if it's standing there, this will highlight your entire living room. I'm
So
like,
I
yeah,
was
she
like,
is
sir,
definitely
yeah.
saying the truth. It will look very nice. But if you're asking me उसका काम है कि नहीं है, it नहीं है. It is what I feel. But अगर करोगे, but then yeah, back in my mind, I'm always rooting that what she's saying is right. If they're asking me yes or no, I'll be like, there's no need.
Because
But if you
obviously
ask me
being
that will this look
designers-
nice, this will only look nice.
being designers, you need something to remember from that one site. Like a piece you need to collect from that site, you know, कि okay, yeah, this site we did that console. And client को हम बोल देते हैं कि पूरा घर आपके हिसाब से किया ना. This one thing we need. We are
But
not
this was
contractors.
in an earlier stage when we both used to go on all the sites together because
Yeah.
that was a startup. Now that you know we have couple of sites going on together, we can't make up to all the sites together. So now we kind of split. We decide the clients because if I know or she knows that the client that we are catering to has her set of ideologies, so we divide and we just you know divide the work that you know all these sites you are going to take care of and the pending sites I'll take care of it. And some decisions then we you know just we do a video call, we just do share pictures and everything on
what
WhatsApp.
we try is for major selections. So while the designing stage is there, concepts are being made. While selections, we make sure both of us go together because obviously client are getting us as a team. So yeah, we try to give that.
We
much.
try that we
Yeah.
both can make it, but if not then whatever she says goes up, whatever
Yeah.
I say go up, whatever I say chalo ho gaya, done.
Yeah, you like
But then
it?
because
ठीक
after a point of time you can't just you know be together everywhere because if there are like about 7 to 8 sites going on together every day आप हर किसी के साइट पे साथ में पहुंचो वो necessary नहीं है and it is not practically possible and not needed also after a point of time. So what the stories that we shared you वो हमारे earlier first year of sites थे because back then we both were obviously naive,
Hey, even later
innocent.
on we went for selections together.
Yeah, selections, yes.
Selections,
Only
yes.
these kind of things.
Then,
Is this needed or not
yeah,
needed?
Then all small
we
decisions,
like,
whatever either of us, because being partners, whatever decision she's taking or I am taking, if that decision has a consequence or whatever, if something goes wrong, so we are not gonna be the one to blame each other. We'll be like, okay,
yeah.
because that's how partnership works.
And if at all we do a thing कि चलो
Can we
वो
turn on the AC?
वो ऐसे हेस्ट में डिसीजन ले लिया कि लेट्स जस्ट डू दिस फिर वो पीछे से नहीं भी अच्छा लग रहा है दैट नेवर इज शोन ऑन आवर फेस. इट इज लुकिंग नाइस. इफ इट्स नॉट लुकिंग नाइस वी विल गेट अ चेंज सेइंग दैट वी बोथ डोंट लाइक इट.
Yeah.
We will never show it
Now,
to the
now
client.
we have
Yeah.
reached that stage that we can do it.
Yeah.
Earlier, we used to
It was
take very calculative decisions. You
Because
know?
obviously being a startup you have to be a little bit more
For the
careful.
initial projects, you have to take care of.
So
lot
we
of
have to
things.
take
Initially,
care.
when we started out, no account, no bank account, nothing.
Yeah, nothing we had.
I remember when I left my job, I had 25K in my bank account, and it was a very risky decision that we took. Obviously, she was always there. She had given me that. What do I say? She had always given me that punch that I needed, you know, or confidence that I needed in my life, which was missing, honestly speaking.
So
She's like, you are also Kanani, you are my sister. Do this, bindas, I'll take care.
so because obviously half of her college life she's been with me because she used to stay far and she used to stay up in college. So when you're
I
studying,
used to stay up in a hostel
yeah,
while
she
studying.
she was staying in a hostel when we were studying in college together. So वहाँ पे there were time restrictions. There was you know those mess food that we used to eat. She used to eat. So I used to be like, "Arey, don't go there. You come to my house." And half of her
Yeah.
entire college life, she's you know
Yeah,
been
I
with
have
me.
crashed her house every now and then, and she has been very kind, and I'm always.
And there is
gonna love
one
her and
incident that we
respect her.
remember. उसका submission है. The next day we have
Oh,
to
shit.
submit a portfolio. There's a jury that is going to happen, and her drawings
no,
are
so
not complete.
one thing. I'll tell you one thing about college life. ठीक है, I'll be a very as a chill person. Chill नहीं मतलब मैं रोते रहती थी, but I used to struggle also. But नींद आती है तो आती है यार. It was like that.
And I
she'll
used to
be
not
like, "I'll
sleep
finish
unless
this,
my work
I'll
is
finish
done."
this. Yeah, she's not gonna sleep till the time it is done. Sheet खत्म करके then she'll sleep. No matter 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And I'll be like, Dhwani, I'll take a 5-minute nap.
So 5 minutes nap is never a 5 minutes nap. No, it's a 3 hour long proper sleep.
So one fine day I remember.
And I completed my entire poll. My entire thing is ready in a bundle to be submitted for the jury. Ma'am is sleeping. She slept at 2. I am like literally pulling blankets. I'm waking her up at 3, 3:30, 4. And I started screaming at the top of my voice at 4 in the night. If you don't want to do this, pack up your bags and leave the house. I'm like, I did not get you here for this nonsense. If you can't work, you need to get
And
up
I
now.
was like awake in a second. I was like, okay, I'm doing.
So we've been like this. So obviously for me to give her that comfort was never a problem because I have seen her worst. So I need to get her to the best. That is what I feel.
Yeah, she has done that.
And submissions, yeah. You came because you did not want to be alone and she used to be very far from her home. So obviously dinner, lunch and all that was always a problem. You don't like hostel food. 2 days, 3 days, bus ho gaya. Then you
So
don't
I'm telling
leave.
you throughout, since 2015, फिर बीच में there's a gap 2 years का
Yeah.
when we were respectively working in other firms. So throughout, Dhwani has got me lunch, tiffins,
Yeah.
throughout.
Because even when we were working at House of Hues, like we started the company, she was still staying at the hostel because for
Yeah.
her to travel from Bhiwandi,
It has
because-
always been an issue.
yeah, because we have sites going on at Kharghar. Right now we have started little bit of pan India. Now we are working at Jamnagar as well. We worked at Rajkot as well. We worked in different places of Bombay also. Kandivali chalu hai. There's one thing in Kolaba going on. So for her to travel back and forth is very difficult. So I used to like either you crash here.
And she'll always be like, Ghatkopar shift ho jao.
I'm like
Ghatkopar
you
is
shift here, no? Then
center.
we'll be
I'm
always
like, you're
together.
so blessed that you are in Ghatkopar. It is like
No, but
a
you
center.
have this Guju friend of yours. I also have one who'll always sell Ghatkopar to you. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
But the connectivity is
Then we are
superb.
on
This is the center part of-
Ghatkopar.
It is
Reach
the
out
center
with
part
the-
of connectivity.
She'll be like sending me rishtas also from Ghatkopar. Like, settle here only, no. Why do you want to go anywhere else?
We like to know projects which are close to us. Let it be even one project or multiple projects.
So we both have different projects that are close to our
Actually,
hearts.
all the projects, honestly speaking, are close to our hearts because
But very frankly, that's been the answer from everyone. So we want specifically which is close to you.
but we have a little bit of what do we say? Palla bhari hai iska kisi aur project ki taraf and mine.
We
Yeah.
like to explore more about it. So,
So I'll go first. The project that is very close to my heart is the recently one that we've done. So both the projects that are close to our hearts have been published.
Yeah.
The one that I favor most is one that we recently handed over in 2023. That is one of my relatives. But it is close to my heart because that was a freehand project. We never had a problem of the budget. The client was like, this is my dream house. You can do it with all your heart. Use whatever material you want. You give us your best and you do
And
your
it was
best.
like a dream project for us too
Because very less people tend to give you a free ticket that do whatever you want. I am there. Whatever the cost is, I am ready to
and he had
bear
this
it.
tagline, what's best, we want that. What's best?
Yeah,
Isme
yeah.
sabse best
Yeah,
kaun
what's
sa hai?
best? I want that. What's best? We want
So
that.
then in midway also I pointed at her. I was like, listen, best karte budget kahan pahunch raha hai?
But then not once did he tell us that this
Yeah.
is the problem. Don't overspend here. He always was
Very
like,
passionate
my
like that,
family
yeah.
loves it. So he was always like, my family wants the best and I want the best. So you do your best and don't worry about the budget. So that was a very up thing for us, that no problem, chalo karte hai, best karte hai. And we always wanted to work with specific brands. That is when we first took we made collaboration with Benzo Veneers, with Classic Marble Company, with Beyond Alliance, those kind of good reputed
And also, we as a company and we as individuals got recognition in the market because of that project.
yeah, because we took good scale of amount of products
Yeah.
from good brands. So yeah, that is close to my heart.
Yeah, that is close to my heart also. But our very first project.
Also, I'm sorry to cut you on this. Also, it is close to my heart because that project, we never had to worry about anything. Every time we walked in to the client meeting at their previous house or their new house, there's a ready platter on the dining table for us.
Oh,
Like, come, sit, have lunch with us.
So while
Come
doing that
sit, have tea
project,
with
we
us.
both had gained weight a lot. Even
And
now,
it
they'll
shows
be
right
like,
now. But they were very kind to us.
They were very
we
nice
had a
and-
very terrible I had a very terrible spat with that relative during the ongoing course of the project.
Which we had feared earlier कि start at the beginning of the
There
project कि
there
this
are
can
sometimes
happen.
कभी-कभी होता है.
Because Dhwani is
हाँ,
a
we did
little
not
hot
speak to them
headed.
for 2 days. We walked out of the site saying that we don't want to do this. For 2 days, no communication. On the third day, everybody like, "Arey, come."
Not me.
हाँ, not you. So
But obviously, yeah, they
were
were
very
very
kind to
nice.
us. Yeah, so that's very close to our heart.
And on that project, while doing that project, there were a lot of comedy also.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun memories with that client.
So that invisible grill, one thing I would like to share. So our invisible grill vendor, okay. So clients are worried about the safety. So
So
when
they were actually those, metal grills.
invisible grill, yeah.
No, the original.
the original, sorry, yeah.
The entire, they had, windows in all the bedrooms. In each and every corner, they had bedrooms. Sorry, they had windows. And वहाँ पे grills थे.
The metal grills.
Yeah, old metal grills.
Yeah, fabrication wale.
Yeah. So then they wanted to pull that down and they wanted an airiness. So we told them that let's pull down all the grills and let's have invisible metal grills.
There are strings, invisible strings, basically, yeah.
The 3mm strings. So then we got a vendor to do it. And so they were very worried because they have a small kid in the family. So like, what if they come and they sit on the balcony, and what if somebody goes there? If it's not risky. So
No,
we
the
were
vendor नहीं तो उन्होंने पहले vendor को पूछा कि इसका safety है ऐसा नहीं हो जाएगा ना कि somebody jumps and it goes out or whatever.
So we are just having this discussion. The vendor just hopped onto the window and just banged. He just jumped onto that grill.
And he started banging himself against
Like,
the
Against
grill.
this, he's giving a live demo at this.
Yeah,
मतलब he
he's
literally
on our
ran.
page.
He literally ran and he jumped. And I remember vividly
The
clients
client is like this.
what
This leg like this. What is happening?
And Dhwani is like, आप क्या कर रहे हो?
And I was worried because we're standing on the 8th floor. God forbid something happens.
We have
The
a
next
video
thing
of
we
that.
are in jail.
No, we have a video of that. And another funny thing, वो पूरा POP के ऊपर aluminium section से framing हो गया था.
The client is asking me, what if this
This
sometime,
will come
fails?
off.
ये टूट जाएगा, वो
so
टूट
that
जाएगा.
vendor is literally hanging. He's doing pull-ups वहाँ पे कि देखो कितना
So he
मजबूत.
actually, he just like, he's holding that
And we have a
aluminum
video
frame
of
and
that
he's doing
too.
pull-ups.
We're like, वापस करो. We'll take a video. So all these things happen and we're like, what is going on? People are mad.
But
So we have our fun
too
on
much fun
side.
with that
Yeah.
side. Too much fun.
And there's one more thing. So they were entire time they're like storage. So it was an old structure. So we got too many nooks and corners, where we can clad the paneling and we can give them a nice storage. So there was one storage, Dhwani literally made those. So she was like, this much storage is not enough. This much storage is not enough. Dhwani literally made that client go inside the cupboard.
So the
There's one more person going
husband
inside.
and their
Like,
daughter, all of them could go and stand inside. The
So
storage
like,
was
और
that
कितना
big.
चाहिए?
Extra storage, okay? This corner, 3 people can stand inside. So we actually shut the door and we took a video. So like number of
come
people
out.
coming out. So all those things you can do with your certain clients because there's a restriction to talk to, you can't do all this madness with all kind of people.
So they were
Because
kind
they
of
were my
family,
relatives,
yeah.
they were like, up for all those things. So we did take a lot of videos also. Okay, ये सब funny videos हमको post करने हैं. Obviously, we did not post because we did not have captions to go with it. No, that's why we never post stuff.
I choose to ignore.
We never find the right captions to put, post
No,
all
but
these
how
videos
can we
on
post
social.
all these things? Yeah, client के साथ one person is hanging, one person is jumping.
Yeah, but this jumping video is there on our Instagram.
Yeah,
Yes.
story, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the reels, one of the reels. What is your favorite?
So my favorite, as I mentioned earlier, first project because obviously that was है यार थोड़ा अच्छा थोड़ा it was nice. And honestly, why I'll tell you, being the first project, we did not expect कि हमारा tuning, it will work out nicely, things will work out nicely. उस side पे भी there were moments like we were being extra cautious, with things कि nothing should go wrong. This is our first. We have to make that impression. This client is potential enough to give us another client. We cannot let anything go wrong. But बहुत सारे वो we call it eye moments, कि things are going smoothly and what happened? अरे ये क्या हो गया? Eye types. So उस side पे भी it happened and we were like okay.
We were just scared because it was post lockdown. It was very much post COVID.
Yeah.
So we were just worried that there should not be a lockdown because this is our first project. What if it gets stuck? Yeah, because if the laborers leave midway the project, it's going to be a little difficult for us.
Getting them back in another takes
Yeah, and then going back, because if you are making, I relate everything to home science. If you're making a vegetable, you have to, stop right in the middle, start, to start and, make it, yeah, it's very difficult.
I'll
वो
tell you
efforts
one
बहुत ज़्यादा
funny
है.
thing. Okay, recently we were settling a bill with a contractor. Okay, and this female gives random examples, random. Okay, so that contractor, no, he was charging for every damn thing. टाइल लगाया है, क्लीनिंग का भी लगा रहा है, जॉइंट्स फिल करने का इज ऑल्सो चार्जिंग एवरीथिंग, इज नॉट लीविंग वन सिंगल थिंग. सो दिस शी इज सेइंग कि आप है ना कैसे कर रहे हो पता है, शेवपुरी हमने ऑर्डर की, आप शेवपुरी का पैसा ले रहे हो, आप चटनी का अलग से ले रहे हो, टमाटर का अलग से ले रहे हो. एंड दैट कॉन्ट्रैक्टर वाज लिसनिंग एंड ही इज लाइक मैडम मैं शेवपुरी का बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. लाइक ध्वनि छोड़ना.
But so sometimes nonsense logical things they tell us, यार.
And we were laughing.
He's putting tiles on the bathroom wall. He's like कि मैंने वहाँ पे hole काटा है वो नल के लिए, तो I will charge for that cut out of hole. I'm like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
There is a plumbing point on that wall, so that that cutout has to be made. You can't tell me that I'm going to charge you $300 for that. If I'm telling my client कि for that cutout, for that hole, I'm going to charge you $300. वैसे पूरे घर में 70 cutouts है, so I'm paying 21,000 for that.
And there was a half-height railing, okay, window के बाहर. So railing के rods नीचे नीचे तक जा रहे थे. So in one single railing there were 22 holes. So we had put a piece of marble below that railing. So he's made us count all the holes and he's like, I'm going to charge for everything. And Dhwani's like,
But how will we explain this to the client?
and I was looking at Dhwani's face. He's like, क्या बोल रहा है ये?
So I'm like, सुनो ना, चलो. Let's go. Let's have another discussion. So then I had to give him this example, because if you're taking up a task, I can't tell my clients that your house is not 25th floor, so you have to pay me for me to come from 0 to 25. You can't tell me all this nonsensical things. So तब he was like, very much surprised कि what are these ma'am talking? ये लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं? मेरा काम का पैसा नहीं.
And already when they are asking money, उनका face expression ही change हो जाता है. अरे ध्वनि मुंह देखो यार कैसे, मतलब हमें दया आ जाएगी फिर. I'll tell her, was I being too rude or what was going on? उसका शक्ल देखो. नहीं बराबर किया.
So sometimes you have to put your foot down. Sometimes when I am in a very humble mood, I will like, अरे छोड़ दे.
Nah, she is otherwise not in a humble mood. When I am literally on toes कि bill settle करना है, ये करना है, he has charged us wrongly, he is doing anything, she'll be like, अरे थोड़ा liberal. She'll be like liberal at that time. I was like, how can you be liberal at this time? Other than that side पे she'll be on fire.
We need to play, because obviously being partners, not every time both of us can be hot-headed.
Yeah.
You
So we
need
do that a lot of
exactly.
time.
So what happens is, if sometimes I am having a problem with a client and I'm, maybe I might have spoken out of the line, or I might have crossed that thing that maybe I shouldn't have, told these things. That is when Vijal handles all the things. Or if she's having problem with some client, I do that. Because sometimes we need to maintain that decorum. We can't cross a line and speak some non-wanted stuff. So we need to play a good cop, bad cop. If a client is not listening and they're not listening to her, she becomes the bad cop, I become the good cop. Arey man, kar lo na. Or is it
Now they know what is happening.
But they already know it is happening. They already know. They already know it is
They
happening.
have a glimpse of it. Yeah. उनको समझ ही जाता है.
Because when I am in a bad mood, no, the client will never call me. They will always call Vijay.
And something, there was one particular client, she was so scared of Dhwani.
So
She like, Dhwani जी तो मना करने वाले हैं, मैं उनको कॉल नहीं कर सकती, मैं आपको कॉल कर रही हूँ, मुझे ये चाहिए. I'll be like, okay ma'am, I'll talk to her.
I'm like, I am dealing with that side. That is my side. You can't just cross a line and go and tell her that please ask Dhwani to change it. Because then we kind of, might have that difference that why are you, getting here? I am dealing. So I will call the client and I'm like, why are you calling her? So like, नहीं, मैं ऐसे नहीं बोल रही थी, मैं ऐसी call कर दिया था मैंने उनको क्योंकि वो बहुत दिन से
And I'll
side पे नहीं आए
request
थे.
her, please don't mention this to her because उन्होंने मुझे मना किया है. She'll be like, no. Someday I'll tell her.
But
That
it just
someday is
happens,
immediately
yeah.
next day.
In the flow, it just happens. And I kind of tend to lose my head a lot and too quickly because I'm very short tempered. And she was very
I was
cool.
very opposite, yeah.
She was very cool, but now it is opposite. I am very cool. I'm like, अच्छा, you want it, take it. You want it, take it.
नहीं
मतलब if the
यार,
client
very
also-
opposite तो है ही नहीं. अभी थोड़ा temper कम हुआ है.
हाँ, but now you are very hot-headed.
So that's what we have learned certain things from each other. पहले I was very chill and people used to like I'm saying and nobody's listening. She'll come and people will shiver there. so gradually we pick out few things. So उसका temper बहुत था. That was not working with the clients. And mine was not working with the contractor. So we had to balance. So वो कम किया and I had to bring it a little. So that's how it is.
बहुत हो जाता है कभी-कभी तो बहुत हो
But yeah.
Cool. So the next segment is we will ask you certain questions, and it's about who will do better what, or who is going to do this amongst yourself. You will decide, and in the end, we all will decide, and you guys also have to decide with us who wins the hamper. So we have a beautiful hamper. So that will go. The first question. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So what, you have to raise hand or something?
No. You just have to answer
Random.
among yourself.
So it is who will do that
What
thing
better?
Just to give you a hint, who is more likely to accidentally send a text to the wrong person?
Actually, both of us, but Dhwani more.
Yeah. I do that very often. So
Extremely wrong person is what we want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
What? I don't remember this now.
So apparently, this is off the record. There are
What
a lot
off the record they are rolling in?
but they'll
No.
it
I
is
really
there.
doubt
Sorry,
that,
fine.
Dhwani.
Okay, so what happens is sometimes
If you are saying one story in particular that I remember,
Yeah.
it was not about the text, then don't say it.
no, it was about the text only.
Then ठीक है, it is
Okay.
another story.
So what happens is sometimes we quote the client in a specific manner. So that quote was supposed to be between me and Vijal.
Okay.
We had two groups. One was with the clients and one was without the clients. And I accidentally put up the quote on the client group and I'm writing, सुन उसको मत बोल, मैंने ना ये इतना लिखा है तो ये ऐसा होने वाला है. So then the client just randomly texted, अच्छा, is this for me or is this for some contractor?
When was this? Acha, yeah, understood.
During that
Understood.
time that we did.
हाँ, ठीक
During
है,
one of the
okay,
project that we did in 2022, I think you might be remembering this.
Understood. Now I
Okay.
So that happened and that was a very embarrassing situation because then you know that they know.
Okay.
That,
All right. Who is never on time?
Vijal, never on time. Why are we late 15 minutes late today? Because of her.
So I'll like to add one thing.
Okay.
ठीक है? I come from Bhiwandi
Oh,
many a
wow.
times. Secondly, so one thing, okay? I have mentioned this to her many times that if the site is around surround of Ghatkopar, you will be on time. If it is far, for example, if we have to go Kasheli for selection, she also gets late.
No, but majority of
majority,
the time,
yes, I
majority
agree,
of
yes.
the time I am on time and 99.9%
I'm
of the
learning,
time
yes,
she's
I'm
late.
still
So does it
learning.
like-
Always late.
So I am in my own world half of the time.
No,
Honestly,
because
I
when
keep dreaming.
actually in the mornings, the first thing that I do, I call her up. I'm like, Vijal, listen, I am actually seeing the estimated time of arrival from your residence to the site is
She'll
this
check
much.
everything,
I
she'll
do
calculate.
all the Googling in the morning and I call her up, please wake up, please wake up,
And
please wake up.
if I choose to ignore her calls, she'll call my mom.
Wow.
What do I do? We have a meeting.
And my mom will be like, Dhwani is calling.
Calling,
Take the phone. I'll like, tell her I'm having shower or something.
Because at the night she'll be like, listen, please wake me up at 7 a.m. in the morning. I can't wake up. And I'm calling her. She's not picking up. What else option do I have? I have to call her mom. That please, auntie, wake her up. We have a meeting at 10.
So it is
Yeah.
one all, I think. One for Dhwani and one for Vijay
Yeah.
now, yeah? Okay. Who is a drama queen?
Actually, both of us.
Both of us.
Okay, who's more?
I guess me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree, yeah. I
Yeah,
can
because
adjust
I-
as per everything, every scenario. She'll be like full drama, yeah.
हाँ मतलब कोई बार if you're having a spat also, I'll be like saying something which is very harsh, very harsh.
So
And
there
then,
was one incident. Dhwani reached late. So those clients were like early risers. ठीक है? So something happened and the client was like time was 11. नहीं तो मुंबई में रहते हैं हम, सबको लेट होता है. आपकी बहन भी कल सिलेक्शन में लेट आई थी. And I was like, Dhwani,
so what happened
you
is
can't talk like this.
we used to be
And she was
on time
already
every
on
time,
another
okay?
tangent.
We used to be on time every day. For once, okay, because of this amazing metro work going on everywhere in Bombay, there is a lot of traffic everywhere in Bombay. Once she made us wait 2 hours in a
Yeah.
vendor's shop. We were like just doing
Client,
nothing.
not me.
The client, yeah, not her. We both were there. This is like, you know, the early onset of our projects that we did. One of the
Where we
projects that we
used
did
to
in
wait, when we
2021.
used to wait. Now we don't
Yeah.
wait actually.
So then, you know, we were very naive to tell the client, ki, you know, we are leaving. We are not going to wait for more than 20 minutes for you. So we were waiting for 2 hours because they were stuck somewhere and they told us to wait. So we waited. The very next day, I got, you know, late about say 20 to 25 minutes and she taunted me. And I'm like, so you came late 2 hours yesterday. Did I tell you a thing? And there is a point, right? You don't cross the line, I don't cross the line, so it is okay.
And वो client एक हफ्ते बाद he's telling me your partner is talking like this. How can you, you know, this and that. I was like, okay, I apologize on her behalf.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now Dhwani is 2 and then Vijal is 1 now. Okay. I think Dhwani is winning.
Nahin.
Nahin. All right, cool.
Then you have less questions.
In
Add
case there is a okay, in case there's a zombie situation where things are going down, or let's say you know, we have to get into that survival mode, who's likely to last longer without anything?
Vijal will answer this.
Me.
Yeah, her. Yeah, 100% her. She is very much flexible like that because उसको ये नहीं दो तो चलेगा, वो नहीं दो चलेगा, and I'm very particular with all my stuff.
Yeah, she wants proper everything. I'll be like, eat no. मेरे वजह से उसको थोड़ा आदत लगा है. Because side का
So-
चाय she be like, क्या चाय है? Like, you have to make a आदत of this. Half of
So
the
I
time we are on
wouldn't, I
side,
wouldn't.
she'll be like,
And
I don't want
she
it.
is a trekker, so she is very flexible with a lot of
I
those
go
things.
on treks, so I be on mountains. So वहाँ पे तो
I
कुछ
think
you
नहीं
have to
my
adjust
question
होता.
what
was already
available.
answered. My next question was who's more adventurous. So I think
So there's no
got 2
three
points
Vijal,
now.
yes,
Yeah.
100%. Because I am like, no, I can't go. वहाँ पे insects होते हैं, मुझे मच्छर काट लेंगे.
So you have
ये
to
है,
stay in
वो-
tents, and also I one fine day I was like, listen, I'm planning to go on a trek. So 5 days there won't be network, nothing. So obviously that's how it is. She'll manage everything. But apart from sites, she's like, no, you can't go. What? Why do you have to go there? I was like, this is what I love
So I
to
was
do.
like, what if you get lost there? How I'm going to find you? So I'm like, no,
So,
we
yeah.
are not going to any such place which does not have network. Though I won't call you, but you should be there. I should know where are you, because we obviously.
So more than my family, I had to convince her that I want to go, please. And it was not because of the work. It is just out of love and care that we have for each other.
But
It
you
was-
tend to, you know, grow that thing on somebody because you spend so much time with them and you are, you know, worried about them so much. So she's telling me I'm going alone and I'm going to be in a zone where there's no network. So
So my family is adventurous like that. So there's one bua of mine, she'll be like, go on solo trips, don't buy expensive things, spend on trips. You should go solo, you should meet new people, you should be out there. So I was like, I am doing this. She's like, why do you have to go alone? And me and Dhwani, you know, over the years, we have started thinking same. Okay? We at times, क्या अभी तो many times हो गया है, will say same things, same words will come out at the
So the client
exact
is
same
asking us
time.
something. I'm like, ये नहीं अच्छा लगेगा. We'll speak the same thing in the same tone at the same time.
Yeah, and then we both will be like, and Dhwani has this thing. She's like, थोड़े सालों में we'll look alike also.
I'm like, यार, what we'll, you know, start looking same. थोड़े सालों में बोल भी same रहे. And sometimes my husband cannot figure out who is talking.
Yeah,
हम लोग की आवाज भी फोन पे same होने लगी है. Because when we're
that
talking
was
on the phone
really
also,
funny.
no? So
And she'll be like, you can't recognize my voice?
well, you guys are talking in the same manner. How will I recognize?
Okay, next question. I think Vigilas is in the lead now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How come?
3-2.
3-2.
Yeah. Um, who's more likely to laugh in serious situations?
Vijay. All the time. All the time.
Serious situations, huh?
Yeah.
All the time.
I do that.
She laughs
Person
after
is
every
falling
sentence.
down,
After
I
every
laugh.
Noticed? She laughs after every sentence, after every phrase. She'll keep
Is
laughing.
it a bad
laughing.
thing to be a jolly person?
No, it's a very good thing.
Yeah, that
You're winning the
happens.
hamper.
Who's a better cook?
Better
Vijay.
cook.
I think hostel and then staying away from family.
Yeah.
She loves cooking, I guess. She
Huh,
does.
only on Sundays. Yeah. Don't
But
say all
something
these
is
things.
better than nothing.
Dhwani,
I
don't
know.
say all these things. If my mom is gonna watch, no, she'll make me cook things at home. Right now, I've created that image. I can't cook at home.
Who has better sense of humor?
Dhwani.
Me.
I laugh
I'm
on
the opposite.
everything and anything. Yeah. Dhwani.
All right, cool. So I think now, it's a tie. I think. Nahin.
Is it? No, she's in the lead. I guess
Yeah,
it's
1
4-3.
point, 1 point.
4-3.
Yeah. I think that I have 2 more questions and then we'll decide who's going to win. Cool. Who's more likely to send reels again and again? And this is about the same thing also, right? 4 महीना पहले कुछ दिखा था, आज वापस scrolling में आया तो फिर से भेज रहे same चीज.
Vijay. All the time. She keeps sending me a lot of reels.
So, especially about dogs. We
Yeah,
both
yeah,
are dog
we
lovers.
both are dog lovers.
Yeah.
A talent or a secret that no one knows about each other.
Talent or a secret?
Yeah. Now this is a tiebreaker. I mean, whoever answers better.
Talent or a secret? या फिर,
Either of
it
one.
can be a quality also. Talent or a
I am
secret.
deciding the question. वो तो करने दो.
आज वो भी allowed नहीं हो.
Because I can't think of a
वो तो
talent.
करने दो.
यार ऐसा
अभी
कौन सा
बहुत
quality
सोचना
है जो
पड़ेगा.
Secret है.
Talent or a secret
Whoever
that.
comes up first with this is winning.
And now you can't put timeline on this. No. Talent
I have
or
an
a.
answer.
पनवेल
Hey,
निकलना
wait,
है.
I have an answer.
Wait, repeat the question first. Repeat the question, please.
A talent or secret that no one knows, you have to tell about each other.
I know my answer.
Really?
Yeah. I want to win the hamper.
Now she's saying what she knows.
एक मिनट.
एक
Is it
मिनट
something?
हैम्पर के लिए ऐसा
No,
मत
it is
कर.
not hamper. Is it something that we can share?
Yeah, I think there is something that I know you could speak of me also.
Talent or a secret? ठीक है, you go with yours, then I'll decide. Talent or a secret that no one knows?
No, that you could, maybe people don't know about me and you could share about.
I can say a lot about her, but अब मेरे को ये याद नहीं आ रहा है.
Thanks. Talent or a secret. So there might be, मतलब secret can be a quality. Yeah.
How unfair.
Uh,
कब से मैं बोल रही हूँ ये saying
You're
no.
not coming up with an answer.
So that quality is, lot of people might not know this about her. She's not the one who will show. If she'll care about you, she won't show it that much, okay? She'll come out as a strong and this bold personality. She has this, okay?
now we
She
think
has.
alike. I was exactly thinking the same thing that she would be speaking of me.
So she's like that, bold and outcoming and hot-headed. Like if somebody wants to share something, like a contractor that he has made a mistake, he'll come to me. He won't go to her. It is like that. So, but a lot of people doesn't know that she is really very liberal, okay? And she's very good at heart. She's an extremely nice human being, okay? She's very helpful, firstly. I'll tell you one good example.
ये जानबूझ के बोल रही ना.
नहीं
hamper देने
नहीं,
के
ऐसा
लिए.
कुछ नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. This is something I'll tell you what. So हमारे जो सबसे first client थे, they gave us a chance, in spite of knowing that we are newbies. There was one particular contractor, not well-to-do, and honestly, the site that he was pitching us for, that was a big project, 1 CR plus project. And Dhwani was like, listen, let's give him a chance, okay? I was like, Dhwani, no, we can't take a risk. No, I am not up for it. So she's like, listen, our first client, they said yes to us, right? That's why we are here or wherever we are today. We need to give some other person chance. What if he'll perform better? So
Yeah,
this
that's
is
what I
something that, I won't see that. I'll play safe. I'm a little selfish also like that when it comes to site work. but she is a better human being. She has a bigger heart than I have, honestly speaking. And that is something that I've learned from her. She'll be helpful. Whosoever she'll find, she'll be helping each or everyone. So there's one more thing. So we both are dog lovers, okay? So in lockdown, she started feeding street dogs. And now, as we are
That is
earning,
too much.
so yeah, so gradually dogs numbers increase to 40. Yeah, every day. Her and her cousins and husband and everybody helps. So now gradually we are earning. So I was like, Dhwani, even I want to do this now. So I have inculcated that habit in me now. So earlier it was one dog, now I have 15. So that is something, you know, I'm picking things from her. Those are good qualities. And I'm not saying all these things to win a hamper. Okay?
I
Any
am
which is you're going to
never-
share that.
Any which
No
ways you're
matter.
leading, so I will not say that. One of her qualities that I was on the same page, and I was going to say about one of the qualities that I like about her is that nobody is much aware. So people think that she's too emotional. She, you know, tends to cry a lot. She tends to, you know, have those emotional outbursts. But at the same time, she is very much strong. She is one strong person that I know because during
I'll cry,
COVID-
Dhwani, please.
See, I'm
Stop
doing
saying
it right. So during COVID, Vijal lost her father. So that was a very major, you know, setback because while you are, you know, trying to put up a startup, you are trying to, you know, get your company running. At the same time, losing such an important family member, and her dad meant everything to her. So at the time, you know, I would have been her place. I would have, you know, got this thing in nahi. I am not up for this thing. As of now, I would have taken a break for 6-7 months, you know, gone into the thing. But she is so mentally super strong. She did not let it affect the things that we were doing. She obviously took a break after that, but she was, you know, back with a banger. She is very superly mental strong. Going on solo trips, I would never do that. I will always want my brother or my husband for holding my phone, holding my purse. But she's like, you know, she'll just pack a bag and she'll leave. I'm like, where are you off to?
Don't say all this thing. My mom and brother are going to be like,
Why do I see glitter?
Arey, why do you have to mention?
And she's very super strong and manifestation. I used to always think, अरे publish होए नहीं होए क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है, let's move on to other project. But she is like, you know, I am manifesting this will happen. We are going to get good projects. We are going to get published. We are going to do this. She
Yeah, this is it.
manifested so much for us. No, it has always, you know,
So
helped us.
I'll mention one thing addition to this that I told you also. So there's a certain quality or skill of mine that I wanted to improve. So I mentioned it to her that I'm going to start working on this skill. What if someday somebody wants to take our interview? After 2 weeks, this guy is calling me that you have to do this.
So that is what I
Thank
love
you
about
so much,
Vijal. That
Dhwani.
though people think that she's
Arre?
very,
I said thank you.
though people think that she might be very soft-hearted, she is one strong hell of a woman.
I think she's made you all emotional. I think we'll have to
Yeah.
give you
She's
a hand to do it.
That is what
I cry very easily. So movies देख के also I'll start crying.
I have a video of her while we were in college when she used to come and stay at my house. So we were just randomly, you know, watching some videos on
No, I'll tell you
YouTube.
what. I'll tell you
No,
what.
I'm going to complete this. No.
So what that video was, I was mentioning that. That is the funniest part actually.
Fine, go.
No, you tell
No,
me.
no, complete. Let me complete, no? Then.
ठीक है, you complete.
So she's just watching the video and she started crying. और मैं यहाँ पे ऐसे वो lines draw कर रही हूँ. What is happening? Why are you crying? बोले बहुत अच्छा ad देखा मैंने.
It was an ad about Vicks. It was Vicks का ad, honestly. About transgender. ठीक है, and I got very
Vicks
emotional.
ad.
And honestly, I was filled up. क्या पता नहीं. Crying.
अरे मतलब वो कुछ भी देख के रोने लगेगी. She is watching a cute dog video and you know मतलब dog passing away ये वो she'll start crying. मतलब भाई everything that you send her she'll watch and she'll start crying. She can't watch some emotional movie, some emotional scene. देखेगी और रोना शुरू.
Probably कि वो क्या होता है ना कि filled up होता है and one day it comes out. So this is a way कि
Every day.
हाँ ठीक है.
Every day.
I cry every day. ठीक है.
Nice. Varun sir?
This is already decided.
Please,
Up, you do it today. I'll request you to do it.
Who is winning?
Vijay.
Ooh, no,
Dhwani,
we
please
both
give it
are.
to her.
No,
I'll
we
give
both
it to
are
her.
gonna
No, we
share.
have to.
Honestly
Yeah,
speaking.
share.
I'll give it to you.
I'm also there.
Thank
I'll also
you.
share.
Cool. Very frankly, I'm in this business from B2B from last 15 years. I've been supplying in Bombay 2008 onwards. See Bogilal, Turquoise, and
brands
all
that
the
you see.
vendors which you see in Bombay. We've been supplying all the most important brands. Let it be Versace. These guys have been buying with us. Now that the situation because of this government and everything has changed, Bombay is supposed to be the new Dubai in 2030, 35. So all the companies have all the technical data. Okay, you have to be in Bombay. There's no other address presently to be in. So they've pushed me out of my comfort zone to be here. So 2018, we've been planning to be in this city. So we initially approached C. Bogilal, then we went to Turquoise. Okay, let's come in a partnership. Then these guys were like thinking back and forth, cake surfaces, because very frankly, everyone knows tile is a very typecasted subject. Once I talk about tiles, it's always about vada pav and sushi. You think about vada pav, it's 50 rupees, sushi bola to 500 rupees. Your mind is clear.
Yeah.
अभी आपको जब Zaid ने बोला I'm selling tiles or subject.
Yeah.
So purpose, so even from them it was the same. Because their numbers.
Honestly, sorry to cut you here. Even I had the same mindset because then she told me that we have to go for a podcast. They are dealing in surfaces. I'm like, we just ज़्यादा क्या ही होने वाला है? They're selling tiles. I'm like, you just rethink that. Do we want to do this? Because giving it an
And
entire
honestly, she
day.
did not say it because she was not interested. Time nahi tha
Because
at that point. So she was like, honestly, do you think we want to go there and we want to invest our time? So I was like, no.
And then because obviously Zaid was a close friend to her, so Zaid might have told her twice or thrice ki, we are doing this very nice and interesting thing. You can go and check out the videos and everything. So I did not honestly watch a single podcast video.
Until
she told me we have
yesterday.
to
Good
go.
surprise. It's good to come directly.
Yeah.
Actually,
Then having
she actually sent me a lot of reels, but मैंने कुछ देखा नहीं because I actually don't open her reels most of the
You're
time.
a good friend. Hamper is for you only now.
So she told me that we have to go. I'm just telling you because we were not I was the personally not going to come. I was like, Vijal, go and do it. It's for the both of us. You represent the company. It's going to be great. You do it. And like, no, you have to come with me. You have to come with me. I'm like, chalo, let's do it.
I mean, it's fun, yaar. And I want certain things ki hum dono kare, Why not? We have, created something together. Then why not represent it together?
100% makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's how we have, I think, last year we had a big debate about the size. I was always about having the biggest size because if I'm coming from Pune, it has to have an impact. I can't come up with a small store because then I won't be able to spend my time either here nor in Pune. So better have some impactful things and
100% it has an impact because when we walked in, we drove into the gate and the guy told us it's on the first floor. I'm like, hey, Vijay, you told me it's going to be a huge space. I'm like, it's on the first floor. So we climbed the stairs. I'm like, hey, Vijay, पक्का जाना है ना अंदर?
Yeah, she said me, she's like, यही है ना?
I was like, पक्का यही address है और we maybe might have walked into the wrong place. So like, नहीं, it's there, right there. I'm like, okay. And the moment we walked in, it is humongous. Like, the area is itself too huge. You can't just, it's like, don't judge a book by its cover. It's
in
kind of
Bombay,
that.
you can find this. Like from outside, it looks something else. When you enter the space
And
inside,
the
it is
space has
something else.
entirely, changed the look and feel of all the corners in this entire designed area. It is really nice because wherever you see a different color or a different material displayed. Because if you're looking here, now you have like, a tinge of gold. But just right behind me, there's a color pop. तो ये सब जो contrast जा रहा है, it is very nice. It's really nice.
Yeah, you guys have really displayed everything very nicely.
I think in October we met Zaid randomly. I think most random thing.
Yeah.
We were asking him assistance how to develop a market like Bombay. He was more or less tutoring us how
I
to
think we met
develop a
twice
market.
or thrice before that, but never.
But he
never
was
an
training us
intention
how
of
to
joining together.
We never thought about
Yeah.
it. And coincidentally, I think for me that part is a best part since I've decided for Bombay. Everything divinely fell in place.
Yeah.
Oh, love
Everything,
Wow.
even with Manish Dixit,
Touch
I've
wood,
been
no?
very clear. I didn't means initially when I went to him, he's like, Varun, are you coming to sell me tiles? He gave me an appointment. I'm approaching him to sell tiles, and we spoke 1 hour, and he's like, Varun, where is the product to sell? No, sir, I don't want to sell you product. I want you to do my showroom.
Oh.
It's there on the previous podcast. So Manish
Yeah.
Dixit sir,
So
Varun
once
sir
we are
set up an
spending-
appointment with Manish Dixit sir.
Okay.
It's a story which is there on the podcast already. I think we'll have a
So
reel
he
made
thought
out
you
of
guys are selling it.
Selling
So Varun
products.
sir the
Oh.
appointment because he's already been in the industry for 15
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
So he thought Varun sir is coming to promote his product to him.
Okay.
और 1 घंटा conversation हो
Conversation
गया उनको समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है कि
Okay,
मेरे
it is
को
for the showroom,
Showroom.
Yeah.
and not for the.
And उसके बाद 15 minutes में he understood and
I'm
everything.
imagining him describing.
I'm saying sir फियांद्रे है, ये है, वो सच. अच्छा आगे क्या पता?
No, but genuinely very nice collection, and we would honestly hope someday, very soon, we get a client who uses the Versace collection.
And it's actually very good to have places like this, because I'll share a small example with one of the clients that we had. So we did a project in Thane district, and that was like a good reputed Maharashtrian family that we did. But when we started, when we got the brief of the project, they gave us a very limited ticket size. So they had given about 50 to 60 lakhs of the project, the ticket size, or about in that budget. So when we showed them a lot of materials outside, so we showed them our different sides, the materials that we've used. We've done a lot of work in lamination, with veneers, with matte polishes, with glossy polishes. We've used a lot of marble in different kind of sides. That's when they were like, oh, ये सब भी होता है. We never knew, because they are doing the
Yeah,
house
and
20
marble
years.
everybody knows, okay?
Yeah, marble is.
Yeah, but very few of them know that exactly same looking tile you get.
Yeah.
And it is easy to install first, and secondly polish rate and everything has been saved. Lovely.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for coming
thanks a
over.
lot.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you
It's
so
been
much.
lovely.
We had a
Is it
really
like
nice
that?
evening. Yeah, genuinely.
Thank you so much.
Talking was also fun, and learning about this was
Yeah.
also really nice.
Speaking a little bit about KYAD, what did you feel about KYAD? Because ये हम लोग end में
Okay.
करते हैं. Just
मतलब so basically we'll tell you what we
what was
felt.
your experience over KYAD? So
KYAD.
KYAD is your architect slash designer, and then just want to know
This
how was your
podcast.
experience over
Yeah,
KYAD?
I got it. So basically, this thing has been a roller coaster and a fun ride, honestly. At the start of it, we were very skeptical of doing this or not, because sometimes it's not okay to open up, because you know that this is going to go public, this is going to go to the people
Yeah.
out there. So at first, yeah, we had our own, thoughts of doing it or not doing it. Vijal was always sure that she wants to do it. I had my double thoughts of doing or not doing it. But yeah, definitely coming here was a very great thing. And I thank you guys for having us, because again, saying that with all the designers that you're getting here, getting two girls who come from a startup, who have got these things on their own, having us and treating us like all those individuals. And
Yeah, I'll cut you here. I even asked him, like, why are you calling us? I mean, there are many great designers out there. Why us? Then he had an answer actually for that.
See, a lot of people are in that zone of starting something of their own. That is the change that you're looking at, and the work that you're doing. I know that what future holds for you. I'm being very honest, touch wood, and inshallah that will happen
Thank
for
you
you
so
guys,
much.
because the way you guys work, I've seen your work. I've seen Vijal's work not from today, from last 7 years, I think.
touch
I've seen that as well, so I know what is going to come your
I
way.
used to cry in front of Zaid also.
So I think 2 years, 3 years down the line, you'll listen to this conversation, and
so it's honor for us also to be called here, to be treated as
Yeah.
good, respected designers.
So
and to be
that's what,
considered
yeah.
to in one of those leagues that who do really do good
And
work.
it does boost our confidence in a way. It inspires us to work even more and
it is
motivates
inspiring
us.
that person also sitting in a known architect office who's planning of thinking to start off their own, which one point you were there.
Yeah,
You were there.
yeah,
To
yeah,
inspire a lot of the
true.
younger generation who wants
That's
to.
the inspiration.
We
Take
always
this
want
for a lot
people
of
that if
people.
you think that you have it in you, just go out and do it.
You should
Not
get
unless,
that inner
obviously-
voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You will automatically feel that, I am ready. Not
And
financially.
manifestation definitely helps. I will give it to her.
Which one?
Just think manifestation
Yeah.
helps. Just manifest.
See, I'll be
things.
very honest. सोचने में क्या जाता है,
Just think of the greater things and they'll come to you. It's like that.
Right?
Yeah,
That's about
yeah.
the evening then. Thank you so much
Thanks,
for coming
thank you
over.
so much.
Thank you.